Another day, another retro Raw review. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It is the 4th of April 1994. We're going over 31 years into the past. We're not long removed from WrestleMania 10, and there's a whole lot of shenanigans to get into. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive in to the show, damn it. From the Mid Hudson Civic Centre in Poughkeepsie in New York. Was it a good show? We'll judge it at the end, but our hosts tonight are Vince McMahon and Gorilla Monsoon. So when you think of it and you break it down like that, I like Gorilla Monsoon and I like Vince McMahon. Damn it, even though I prefer McMahon I'll say much more, 100-fold more as a character than as a commentator. He still does the job. I do think Monsoon's overrated as well. It makes it sound like I'm just burying these guys, but they're running down what's going to happen tonight. Adam Bomb and Earthquake get in each other's faces, so that's a match. There'll also be a 10-man tag team match that was supposed to take place at WrestleMania 10, but it's happening tonight. Shawn Michaels will debut the Heartbreak Hotel segment. Razor Ramon is in action, and Yokozuna is also in action. But we would kick off with our first match of the evening, Earthquake versus Adam Bomb, baby. We've got Harvey Whippleman in the corner of Adam Bomb. I mean, the match was alright, but I mean, Earthquake wins, I think, even by 1994. At this stage of the game, I think Earthquake's done. He looks done. He looks he just visibly looks more out of shape than he was. We're then shown a clip of what happened at WrestleMania 10. Mr. Perfect disqualified Lex Luger. Oh hell no! What happened there? Gorilla Monsoon welcomes Mr. Perfect into the ring. He questions his officiating, points out that you're supposed to be perfect at everything, but I don't think at WrestleMania 10 you were perfect at your job. He says, have you got the right to do it? Perfect points the fact that he did have the right to disqualify any wrestler that puts hands on an official, and that's what he did. Monsoon then points out that Luger will be done. There will be a Made in the USA stamp on Perfect's coat. This got a cheap pop out of Vince, which I thought was pretty funny. So, yeah, this is furthering the Lex Luger and Mr. Perfect feud. Looking forward to it. Ha ha, of course, this is 31 years ago, but Mr. Perfect just standing in the ring here with his attire on, having to, play the verbal ping pong with Gorilla Monsoon. It just makes for a pretty entertaining segment, man. And I tell you what, Gorilla Monsoon's a good questionnaire kind of guy. He hits the hard ask. He hits the hard the hard asking questions here. He gets straight to them. No one needs to happen, man. Seeing him reviewing wrestling or talking about it, need to make the fids a bit earlier, because seeing you're talking about it at 3 a.m, it's half dead o'clock, folks. It really is, but good segment here between Perfect and Gorilla Monsoon. Up next, we then cut to Razor Ramon backstage. He's in this very dark room. He's like, hey, Chico, don't go anywhere. Put down the remote, because the bad guy up next throws the toothpick as we go to break. What a fucking transition to a commercial break this was. But it's Razor Ramon versus Austin Steele. This match does not last very long. If we're being honest, McMahon kind of used this match just to plug a load of shite. WWF Mania, All American Wrestling, the European tour, all that stuff. But Razor Ramon hits the Razor's Edge for the victory. Match was about, less than 4 minutes. Interesting. Apparently, the tag titles changed hands twice over in Europe, which McMahon pointed out during this match. So that's pretty interesting. We then cut back to last week's show. This is just a bit of a mess. You've got the Quebecers, Johnny Polo, the Head Shrinkers, Lou Albano, just a load of jobbers in the ring. You've got Jim Cornette. Turns out one of these guys was Raven, the other one's Shane Douglas. It just goes to show you, man. Even look at the amount of people over the years back in the day that reinvented themselves and came back as different characters or simply just played different characters. What do you get now? Who reinvents themselves today? No one. No one. Absolutely no one. We then got the 10-man tag match. Jeff Jarrett, IRS, Rick Martel and the Head Shrinkers versus Tatanka, Sparky Plug, the 1-2-3 Kid and the Smoking Gun. So it's a 10-man tag. Most of the people in this match are jobbers, but here you do have some pretty big names in there and entertained me for the most part. I can understand why it's left off of Mania, but Billy and Samu, they start up the match. Jeff Jarrett gets a few shots in. Tatanka gets his licks in. The 1-2-3 Kid does a pretty good job as well, but he misses. He misses his spinning heel kick, and IRS just like taxes, you can't escape him, and he did the roll up here, and they picked up the win. I enjoyed this match, and IRS is actually, see IRS, man, I think he's a really good character. Really good character. McMahon hypes up the folk line number, because guess what? The people at home can choose who can take on the Quebecers. Right, it's now time for the Heartbreak Hotel. It makes its debut. I tell you what, they put a lot of effort into this. It's like a heart-shaped bed. The lamp is like a woman's leg, which I thought was pretty interesting. Michaels points out he did lose to Razor Ramon, but Razor Ramon can check out. He can leave the hotel, but he'll be checking out, kind of thing. It's like, yeah, that was pretty good. Now, at this point, it's kind of hinting towards more of like it's going to be Diesel versus Razor Ramon, because Shawn Michaels is like, oh, it doesn't matter who comes after me because I got big daddy cool Diesel, which I thought was pretty good. Now, in terms of what was going on with Shawn Michaels, I think Shawn Michaels at this point is he's like borderline off the rails. He is dealing with a lot of injuries. But I tell you what, the Intercontinental Championship, will Diesel defeat Razor Ramon potentially? But for a debut segment, I thought it was unique and it was decent, but it only lasted about like 90 seconds. A lot of effort went into this just for it to last about 90 seconds, but it was no bad. The heart-shaped bed, the leg lamp, and a flashing sign, pretty funny. Michael says there are no vacancies. He's like, being a guest. So, yeah. Points out, got serious after a wee bit of joking, and we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, seriously underrated feud. We then got a WrestleMania 10 hype package. It aired. It was it was the previous. I believe it was the previous night. So yeah, that's all good. Vincent says that a Heartbreak Hotel will appear on Superstars, and Bret Hart will be a guest, and that will be the permanent home for the segment. So check out WWF Superstars, and that's where you'll get the Heartbreak Hotel. Jesus Christ, folks. It's almost like the Heartbreak Hotel was that shite. Vince McMahon just fucking decided to end it. Yokozuna takes on Scott Pars. He wins. What is there to say? It ended really, really quick. And then that was pretty much it. Next week we'll find out which team faces the Quebecers. And then Gorilla Monsoon and McMahon kind of just run the show down like that. And that is it. I thought it was alright. I thought the Mr. Perfect segment was good. Heartbreak Hotel was alright. And I thought the matches were alright because it was either like a competitive one or like squash matches. It wasn't like too much of one and not enough of the other. So I'll give this Raw a straight down the middle 5 out of 10. But bear in mind, you're just off the back of WrestleMania 10. I probably would have expected a bit more. I don't really see what the excuses are of Bret Hart not being on this show, but it is what it is. Or Lex Luger, but here, 5 out of 10.